Okay, fine. Good morning. Okay. So in the previous sessions, we have discussed about the regression algorithms, right? So I hope the concepts are clear to you. So anybody have any questions to ask regarding the previous sessions? ಯಾರಿಗಾರು ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ? Okay, hopefully the concepts are clear. So let us move to the next topic in the flow, that is just a sec. Okay, so the next algorithm that we are going to discuss is regarding the classification algorithms. Okay, so we have seen the different types of algorithms under regression. We have listed out the different types of algorithms under unsupervised learning also, right? So today's session, after discussing the one category under supervised learning, that is regression, we shall move on to the next category, that is classification algorithm under supervised learning techniques. Okay, so what is actually classification algorithms? Okay, classification type of algorithms andre enu? Okay, so previously I told in the previous session itself, so what kind of problem you are going to solve using regression, or for what kind of problems you're going to use regression. We used to use regression algorithms for the problems which is intended to predict continuous values. Okay, so in such cases, for such problems we often go for using the regression problems. So for example, if you want to predict the price of a house, if you want to predict the price of a car, if you want to predict the loan amount that will be sanctioned based on certain criteria, if you want to predict the rainfall quantity that may happen in the next future days, so like such. Okay, if you want to predict the continuous values, then you're supposed to use regression algorithms. But so what happens if in case if you want to predict the different discrete type of values, like yes or no type questions, or spam or not spam type, or male or female, or fruit categories, or which fruit it is. So likewise, so we used to have different discrete type of output that we expect for some kind of problems. Okay, so in such cases what we used to do, so we used to go for this type of algorithm for solving them. Okay, and the rest of the workflow remains same. Okay, so we often go for the same workflow, clearly defining the problem statement, collecting the data set, and after that we are going to perform EDAs. After that we are going to perform data pre-processing, exploring the data set, and after that doing some pre-processing, which is converting the entire data set in the format in such a way that the algorithm is expecting. And after that we often go for a model selection, so which type of algorithm, or particularly which algorithm we have to choose for solving our problem. So for that thing that we're going to do, and after that we are going to select the we're going to select that algorithm or the model, and then we are going to train it with our data set which is collected in the previous steps and cleaned. Everything is clean, so that's our data set. We have to feed it to the algorithm, and after that we are going to evaluate. Once the training is completed, so we are going to evaluate the model for its performance. Once the performance is okay, once the accuracy is more, so then we go for deploying it. Okay, so these are the steps we often follow for any kind of problem. Okay, so and when it comes to the matter of selecting the model, there comes the different thing. Okay, so we have to check out for the data set, we have to check out for the problem definition. So whenever we are choosing the particular algorithm, so what kind of problem it is, which type of values it is expecting to predict, and how many features it is using for predicting the results. So such things we have to concentrate, and then we have to choose the algorithm. Okay, so as I said, so classification algorithm is used to predict discrete values. Okay, so for example, ham or spam type of mail, if I give the mail, it has to predict whether it is a genuine mail or it is a spam mail, or yes or no type, so whether the student will pass or fail in the exam, or whether the customer is going to purchase particular item or not. Okay, so likewise, okay, whether I'll give some information, feature characteristics about a particular animal, and it has to predict, the system has to predict whether it is a giraffe or a lion or a cat or a dog, likewise. Okay, so such type of things that we often solve using this classification type of problems. Okay, and next, it is the most commonly used top classification algorithms are, so previously we have discussed logistic regression, decision tree regression, sorry, and we can also use it like decision tree regressor and decision tree classifier also. Okay, so decision tree algorithm, random forest algorithm, and we have support vector machine algorithm, we have k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, so likewise we have naive Bayes also. So many algorithms are present under this category. Even we have neural networks, okay, under this category. Okay, so these are the different top classification algorithms we often use for solving the many of the problems currently. Okay, so let us deal one after the other of these set. Okay, first we shall start with k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, so before getting into this algorithms, what it is doing and all, so let me just ask you a simple question. So if you move to a new city, okay, consider you are moving to a new city, like for job or for family shifting or anything, so you want to know which restaurant is good. What do you do? So what you will do? If you move to a new city and you want to know which restaurant is good, if the restaurant is good or not. So I have selected you have selected one restaurant and you want to know whether it is good or not. So what you do? Come on, answer me. Samarth? ರಾಕೇಶ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಹೇಳಿ? ಹೊಸ ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀರ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಟ್ರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಸರಿ ಇದೆನೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆನೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆನೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಫುಡ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಇದನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಇವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Come on, you have to answer. Kavya? ಶಾಹಿದ್? ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ವಾ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ? ಗೂಗಲ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಡಿಸೈಡ್? Stars, okay, so only the star is fine. you often looking for a review experience it once. Okay, fine, thank you. So these are the things you are going to do. Like, so we'll check for the opinions, you'll check for the experiences of the particular restaurant, right? So whether this restaurant is have a good experience for the customers or not, so that you are going to check often, right? So that's the thing that we often do. So this is how a k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work. Like, how you are going to ask the nearby people, or check out the neighbor's opinion, or check out the Google reviews, or checking for the stars and all, like how you are going to decide whether this particular restaurant is good or not. So what you do, so you often considers the top reviews or like appearing there, like, ಸೊ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಯರ್ ಬೈ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಇರುವಂಥ ನೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಸೈಡ್, ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಯು ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್, right? That means if you get like many of the people are saying it is good, it is having a tasty foods and its services are good, so you will decide like, okay, this is the good restaurant. So otherwise, if many of the people who you are considering for their opinion or the reviews, so if many of them are saying like it is not good, it's bad, then you just decide like, okay, it seems like it's not so much good restaurant, so better we go to the next one, right? So that's exactly KNN works, right? That in the similar fashion, k nearest neighbor algorithm going to classify the new data points based on the majority of its nearest neighbors. That means, so let me just show you the graph. Yeah, here it is. So consider, okay, so consider this is the empty space, so this is you, okay? So you'll be having nearest neighbors of class A. So these are the people saying, okay, so these are the people saying who is good, so these are saying it is bad, okay? ಸೊ ಈಗ ಕ್ಲೋಸೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಟಾಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂಸ್ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀರಾ, ಓಕೆ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ k is equal to 3. That means I am considering top 3 reviews or 3 closest neighbors or the people's opinions ಟು ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು 3 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ 3 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಟಾಪ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, 2 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್, 1 ಈಸ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಹೂಮ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರಿಂಗ್, ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್, okay? In the similar fashion, observe here, so in the closest circle, you can observe the closest circle whose decision is in majority, that decision will be assigned to the new sample. So ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, okay? So if the majority of the decisions are saying no, for example, if the closest ones, see here, ತುಂಬ ಕ್ಲೋಸೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅವರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ನೋ, ಓಕೆ? ಈ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ನೋಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಓಕೆ? ದಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೋಸೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ಸು ಯಾವ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಗೆ ಸೊ k nearest neighbor algorithm ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನ್ಯೂ ಡಾಟಾ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೊಸ ಏನೇನು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ನ ಏನು ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಲೆವೆಲು, ಎಸ್ ನೋನ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟು, ಈ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನ, ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈ ಥರ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ, ಓಕೆ? that's how k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work, Okay, so you can decide. So the final input sample will be decided to class B. Okay, it is shifting to the opinion that this restaurant is not good. Okay, so this is how k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work. Okay, so let us just see, write up the steps followed in k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, so hope the logic is clear. So logic ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? Experience ones. Yes. Okay. So how the algorithm starts for technically. Okay, first we are going to collect the data set or load the data set. Okay, so next we are going to ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಚೂಸ್ ದ ನೈಬರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಕೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಇಯರ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನದ್ದು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ನ ನಾನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ಸ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ the distance between new data point and all data points. That means I will consider if the restaurant is positioned in somewhere in a circle, so I have to consider the opinions of nearby people. So that's my data set. Okay, so if I ask the neighboring one, so then I can get the genuine results, right? Like they have personally seen it, how clean the restaurant is, how rush usually the day customers will be, or how tasty it will be. Likewise, or they know them personally. Okay, so they can suggest us. If they ask the person who is in the next road or in the next area or in the next village, then that's of no use, right? Because they don't know about them and they can't just review them. Okay, so just by at the far distance means just by hearing there's people who are talking and all, so they just hear and they just review. Okay, so we don't want such type of results. Okay, so that's why what we'll do, so we'll just ask the closest ones. Okay, ನಿಯರ್ಬೈ ಸರ್ಕಲಲ್ಲೇ ಇರೋಂಥ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೋಡ್ ನಿಯರ್ಬೈ ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ತೊಗೊತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಂಥ ಶಾಪ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದಾ, ಈ ಥರ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, so that in the similar fashion we have to find out who is the neighbors. Okay, so for that purpose we have to calculate the distance between the new data point, because we ಯಾವ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್, ಸೊ ನಿಯರ್ ಬೈ ಯಾವ ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ನ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆ ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಪ್ಸಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ನ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ so what we'll do, we'll select k nearest neighbors. Okay, we'll out of those data points, that means shops that we are going to consider for asking the opinion of our new restaurant, so we will just select k nearest shops. Okay, next finally we will consider majority vote decides the class or result. Okay, so this is how k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work out. Okay, so the one technical thing that we have to choose here is, here we used to have distance calculating formula called as Euclidean distance. Okay, so this is the distance formula that we often use for calculating the distance between the new data point to the all the data points. Out of those, so we have to consider who is the nearest ones, and nearest ones ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ವೋಟ್ ಬಂತೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾವು our opinion consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು we often decide assign the new data points class. Okay, let us just simply implement it. Okay, let me just create a data set. So x is equal to let's just consider the data set like height, just height, weight and class. Okay, so 150 height. This is the simple data set which is considering the information of height, weight, based on that height and weight. So whether the person is student or adult, that we can decide. Okay, so this is the simple data set. For example, I'm taking this like this. So 170, 65 something. Let's just have a weight 65. Let's just consider this is a adult. Okay, so likewise we can create some more. Okay, so ಇದರ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಡಾಟಾ ಸೆಟ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. It is like 155, somewhat like 175 height. So 65 years ago, so we can get like 52. Okay, he is also a student, and okay, like 70 years of age. Okay, wait. So now I just want to find out if the person's height is equal to 160 centimeters and weight is equal to 55. So what is the class of the student? So what is the class of a person? Okay, so what we need to do first, we need to calculate the distance. Okay, so to all the data points, how we can calculate? Just need to find out the distance between each of these. Like the formula is Euclidean distance, so that will be like square root of, I'll just write like square root of, so x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Okay, so this is the square root of whole thing. Okay, just need to calculate the distance like using this formula. So how we can decide? So square root of x1 minus x2, in this is x1 we have to take new one, x1 y1 are the new data points. Okay, x2 y2 are the existing one. Okay, so here x1 means 160 minus x2 means here 150 first data point. Second new data point in the ella data point ku now distance na calculate ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Okay, then whole square plus y1 means 55 minus 65 whole square. Okay, just need to calculate like this. So result ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ರೂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, because here it is square root. Okay, so square root of so and so 160 minus 150, 10 square means 100 plus 65 minus 55 minus 10 square means 100. Okay, so square root of 100 plus 100, that is equal to square root of 200. So what is the result? So that you can write it here. Okay, so likewise similarly we have to calculate the distance for all the data points. Okay, so like just like this. This is 170 and 65. 160 minus 170. This is 65 minus 65 again. And then next 60 minus 155, 50, it is actually, sorry, 55 minus 65, it is 55 minus 50, 55, it is 52, okay, is equal to, so likewise I have to calculate. So this is 175. So what is this? 55 minus 60, okay, it is 70 for the last data points. For these thing I have to calculate. Okay, so what's the square root of all these stuffs, all these values? Is equal to square root of 160 minus 10, 10 times 100, 100, 10 difference. Okay, here 5 difference, 5 was 25, so it will be like 125. So this will be 160 minus 100, 100 plus 10, so okay, it is 200. This is 160 minus 155 whole square. It is 25 plus 7, 3 is 9. Okay, 25 plus 9 is 54. 160, 175. It's like minus 15. This is minus 15, so we'll be having squares minus 25, 225, 225 plus 225, 4, actually 450 you will get. Okay, so what is the result of this? First thing is square root of 125, it is approximately 11 point something. Okay, so let us 11.18 or something. So next, square root of 200, it is approximately 14.4, and square root of 34. So square root of 34, it is approximately 5 point something, 5.8 I think. So square root of 450, so it is approximately 21.2 something. Okay, so now this is what the distance between the new data point and all the data points. Let us like distance. Okay, say and the distance, so it is 11 approximately, whole numbers it is 11, it is 14, it is what is it, 5, it is 21. Okay, so these are the 4 points. Okay, similarly we have to consider now what is that? We have to first loaded the data set, choose the number of k. So let us consider k is equal to 3. Let us consider 3 closest shops. Okay, calculate the distance, that we have done already. So sort the distance, sort madre. So this is first, this is second, and this is third, this is fourth. Right. So this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. Okay, so closest 3, sort the distance, select the k nearest neighbors. So we have selected k is equal to 3, so 3 closest ones means top 3. So top 3 andre, so these 3. Okay, so these 3 neighbors now we consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ what these 3 are saying. Okay, so idralli 3 closest neighbors andre, so idu 3. So what is the majority class here? Can you tell me? So we have considered 3 nearest neighbors. Majority vote decides the class. The output is class. So what the majority vote decides here? ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? Which class is identified? as the final decision. We have two classes. Now height and weight base ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟಾಪ್ 3 ನೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ and the closest neighbors, nearest neighbors, we have to identify which are 3, sorry, which class is getting the majority. So can I know? ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ? ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಹಿಯರ್. We have 2 student and 1 adult class over here among 3 nearest neighbors. ಈ 3 neighbors ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ excuse me. So 2 will be of class student and 1 will be of class adult. Then the final class will be majority vote goes to student. Okay, so ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ as student. Then that means the new sample is getting assigned with the class student. Okay, so this is how the k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work. Okay, so ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೈಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ವೇಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅವರು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so that is how this algorithm going to work out. Okay, so let us just implement this thing for a data set. Okay, so we have a sample data set called as iPhone purchase a data set. Okay, which is a data set which is used for predicting whether the customer is going to purchase the iPhone or not based on the age, salary and gender. Okay, so this thing we have to solve. Okay, let us use this data set for implementing k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, so first what we need to do, we need to import the necessary libraries. Okay, so let us just import the basic libraries. Import numpy as np, import pandas as bd, import sklearn dot. So we are going to use sklearn dot nei with or as neighbors space import k neighbor classifiers. So this is the specific algorithm that we used to calculate. Okay, that we used to for finding out the class. Okay, next we have to import the data set. So data is equal to pd dot read underscore csv, since my data set is in csv format. So I'll just look after its path. It's in desktop. Okay, so let us just wait. iPhone purchase records. import numpy has been file dot csv. Yes. Okay. So this my file is present in the desktop, so I just imported that data into the program. So next we have to perform some EDA. So data set dot info. So you got to know the basic information. Okay, so ಒಂದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಇ ಡಿ ಎ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫೋ ಮೆಥಡಿಂದ ಸೊ ವಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ರೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ what is the column names and what are the different data types we have for each column, and is there any missing values or not, and what is the statistical summary and all, so that we can get to know by using this, by performing this EDA. Okay, that means exploratory data analysis. So first we can get to know what is the like how many rows are there. We have 5 entries here. Okay, oh sorry, that is not the thing here. Okay, so this is just a simple data. Okay, so data.info, we have total 400 entries here. So 400 entries in the sense we have 400 rows, and 4 columns in the sense 4 features are there. Out of 4 we are going to use 3 as input and 1 as output. Okay, so age, gender and salary are the input, purchase iPhone is the output. Okay, so that we can use. Okay, and after that we can get the statistical summary of it, and you can observe here. So we have 400 entries here, and each of the column is having all 400 entries which is non-null value. Non-null in the sense all the rows are filled with values. There is no missing value. If you see any count which is less than this total number of entries, then you like you can decide like, so this data set contains the missing values, and then you have to go for solving that missing values handling. Okay, so missing values handling approaches na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು you have to solve the thing. Okay, and also we came to know what are the different data types for each of the column. We have integer type, and we also have the object type. That means this data set contains a categorical data, and we have to convert that categorical data into a numerical data. So that thing we can perform, we can decide at this stage. Okay, so to just check the missing values and unique values, you can just go for using the pandas method. Okay, so we often use the method called data.isNull dot sum, which will give you the count of missing values in each of the column, and we can just check out for statistical summary, and we can check for unique values like data dot n unique, which will give you the unique values. Okay, and how many unique values you have in each of the column. And we can also check out for correlation matrix. So correlation matrix in the sense you can just got to know what is the dependency ratio between each and every features. Okay, so for that purpose we can create a column method called data.core. So just data, so you can get to know. Yeah, so this is where you can find out the issues with data pre-processing, why it is important. So you can't even analyze completely without processing further steps. Okay, previous steps. Here you can see could not convert the string to float, because if I want to know the correlation, so correlation means dependencies, like how effective is when one feature changes, how effectively it is changing to other feature, how how much it is affecting to other features, so that you can see by using this matrix. Okay, so for that purpose we have to know that we have to make ensure that every data should be of every data values that we are going to use, it should be of numerical values. Okay, so that you have to make sure. Okay, so here you can see in all the 4 columns having different data type values, and gender is having object type, and rest of the 3 is having numerical type. So that's of no problem, but we have to convert this gender feature into from the categorical format into a numerical format. So which technique you are going to use? So to convert categorical into a numerical, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Converting categorical into a numerical data, what we need to do? Come on. Encoding, right? So we have to perform encoding. So here we are going to use label encoding. Okay, so that we can use it like from import, so from sklearn.preprocessing import label encoders. Okay, so can create object L is equal to label encoder. So to change data set of, it is data of data set. Okay, it is data of gender is equal to Sally dot fit. So you can also use transform data of gender. So now it is just convert the categorical data into numerical data and feed back to the same data set. So after that, if we just look after it, so you can see here gender is all converted to numerical. Previously it was categorical. Okay, so categorical ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Okay, now we can just simply run this. You can see the correlation. Okay, so you can observe here, so the value ranges from -0, so -1 to +1 actually. Okay, so how we are going to decide whether it is related or not? What is the meaning of this? How to understand this means? So if you want to understand the relationship, like how effective one feature is on the other feature means, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ಅದರ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಗೂ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಫೌಂಡ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನಿಯರ್ ಟು +1. Okay, so just like this 0.6, right? Okay, so 0.6 like this, so positive and very near to +1. So if I found such kind of values, then that means that feature is very important, and any changes to that feature will directly affect on the output. And it is having a like versus where we are calculating age versus iPhone, and purchase iPhone versus age. So if you consider both of this, so purchase iPhone ಏಜಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಐಫೋನ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ದಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏಜ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದವರು ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದವರು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಏಜಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟೇ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈವನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಲೆಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ when it is compared to purchase of phone, like almost ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ that feature versus other feature is also we can observe and decide. Okay, so this is how we can see the correlation between the different features. Okay, and you can also plot the different plots, and you can see the graphs, right? So that you can do. And finally we are going to implement the algorithm. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇ ಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೋಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೇ ಥರ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಡಾಟಾ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಫೈನಲಿ ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ದ ಅಲ್ಗಾರಿದಮ್. ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಅಪ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೈ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಆಫ್ what is that, gender, age and salary column. Okay, and my y is data of purchase iPhone. Okay, so now I just need to call the model. So my classifier is equal to k neighbors classifier. So classifier dot fit of x comma y. Okay, here I need to specify how many neighbors I am considering. I used to consider neighbors in the odd numbers because majority anta consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ if I have the odd numbers then it will be easy. So even numbers ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು 50-50 options ಥರ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ so I can't decide. Okay, so that's why we often go for odd numbers for choosing while choosing the number of value for k. Okay, next we'll feed the data set to the classifier, then we'll just run it. Okay, now successful, it is executed, trained, model has been trained. Now we can just simply check out for the new values. Okay, so classifier dot predict. So my new customer came. Okay, so with the male category, age will be of 65 years of age, salary almost 50,000. Okay, so what is the result? Array of 0, that means he would purchase. Okay, so that is how it would be. If I give like 35, he would purchase. Okay, so that is how you can predict the classes. Okay, even I can also increase the numbers to odd numbers. Okay, so that we can decide. Okay, let me just plot a graph. Import matplotlib dot py plot as plt dot scatter of x comma y plt dot show. Gender based ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ instead of this you can have bars, sorry it is bar. Okay, so you can observe here people of different ages below 20 also is getting purchased with a salary for sub 2 years of 50, so is not purchasing, and this is what the people who has purchased the iPhones, okay, based on the age. Can get based on the salary. Okay, so based on the salary also they may purchased. So salary, irrespective of the salary, they are purchasing. Okay, so but and age, and irrespective of the gender also they are purchasing. Okay, so almost ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿಯವರು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, so that we can observe. Since all the four are only different categories, discrete values, we can see only 4 dots here. Okay, so this is how we can train the model. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ 400 ರೋಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಅಪ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಂಟು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಸೆಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಒಂದು 400 ಇದೆ, 300 ರೋಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು 100ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್. Okay, so how we are going to use? By we can just go for train, test, split method, and we can just split the entire data set into a training and testing, and after that we can use them. Okay, so once it is done after training, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಡನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, before directly going to predict it, we have to check out the accuracy of the model. Okay, so what is the accuracy of the trained model? How to check this? Okay, so to identify the performance of the classification model that we have used. Okay, so we have so many metrics for that. So such as just like the regression algorithm. So regression ನಿಮಗೆ RMSE, MSE, MEE ಆ ಥರ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಥರನೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಸಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ matrix. Okay, so another one is called as accuracy only. Another one is called as precision, recall, score. So these are the different metrics that we often use for evaluating the performance of the model. Okay, classification model especially. Okay, you can just make a note of this. So first came to know that what is confusion matrix. So confusion matrix shows the comparison between the actual values and the predicted values. How means, so it is actually showing just like this. Let me just show you. Okay, so it is just showing true positives and true negatives. These are the predicted negative results. These are predicted positive, actual positive, actual negative. So these are the predicted values. So actually positive idu, predicted kuda positive ittade. That means, so consider this is the confusion matrix of a problem which is intended to predict only 2 classes like yes or no, or spam or ham, male or female, like type. Okay, see here our problem is yes or no type, right? So that's why we have taken 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, so what it is saying, so actually positive, that means actually S, it is saying actually S, but predicted is also X. That means now algorithm model in train ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಬಂದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ S ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Okay, so that count should be placed here, and this is actually no but predicted as S, so that count should be here. So actually S but predicted as no, so that has to be placed here, and actually no but predicted is also no, So that count has to be placed here. And if I get the matrix like actually predicted, let us just implement for this only from sklearn dot matrix import confusion matrix. This is the actual values, this is predicted results. Okay, let us just compare it. Let us just store the predicted values here. Predicted values andre nanu illi matte entire data set na ತಗೊಂತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Okay, here this is the predicted values from the model. Okay, so ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ತೋರಿಸಿದೆ, this one true positive to like actually yes, actually no, predicted yes, predicted no. So ಇದೇ ಥರ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು, so this is actually yes, actually no, and this diagonal values are saying like these are the expected results which is predicted correctly. ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದರ ಆಪೋಸಿಟಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ನಲ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತಂದರೆ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ವೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ನಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂದರೆ ಯುವರ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೊ ಗುಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, just need to take out this value. So 242 plus 107 divided by, so okay, so 349 plus 15 plus 36. Okay, so out of 349 divided by 400. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಇದನ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಂದರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತೆ ಅಂತ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಟೋಟಲ್ 400 ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ 349 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ 87.25. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, 87.5% ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. Okay, so similarly we have another metric called accuracy. So which says accuracy measures how many predictions are correct. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. accuracy measures how many predictions are correct. ಓಕೆ, ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಥರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮೆಥಡಿಂದನೇ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಗೆ, ಸೊ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ okay, not 87.25. So the same thing I have done here. So this thing you can get to know. Okay, so accuracy scoring 87.25. 0.8725 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ that means 87% accuracy ಅಂತ. Okay, approximately 90%. Okay, so ಅದೇ ಥರ ಪ್ರಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್, ಅದೇ ಥರ ರಿಕಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೇ 4 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಥ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡಾಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದೆ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೆಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ತೊಗೋಬೋದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್, classification. Okay, so print classification underscore report of ಇದಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದು. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ದು ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರಿಸಿಷನ್, ರಿಕಾಲ್, ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರಿಸಿಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ರಾಂಗಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ರೈಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ರಿಕಾಲಿಗೆ ರಾಂಗಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ರೈಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ರಾಂಗಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ರೈಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ. ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್. ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ನಮಗೆ 0.87, ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದೇ ಥರ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ನ ಎವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಸಿಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೆಷರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಕಾಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ how many actual positives are detected. Okay, and F1 score balances between precisions and recall. It will use both of these and it will just give you the result, like how well the model is performing for positive results. Okay, so this is how the evaluation metrics helps us to measure how well a machine learning model predicts the outcome. Okay, so this is how the k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work out. Okay, let me just brief it out once. So k nearest neighbor algorithm is one classification type of algorithm. Okay, so it is also called as the lazy algorithm. Okay, so lazy learner anta kuda karitivi, just because so once the new sample comes then only it start working, otherwise it won't work. So you can observe here, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ದ ಡಾಟಾ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ once the new sample comes then only it start calculating it, then only it gets activated and it gets start working. That is why it is called as lazy learner. Okay, so lazy learner algorithm anta kuda kariತೀವಿ. Okay, so once the new sample comes it will just choose the value of k, how many number of neighbors it has to select, so that it will go to find out and it will calculate the distance between the new data point and all the data points, and it will sort the distance at the top k neighbors. It is going to closest neighbors it will go to consider and find out which majority class is getting the votes, like majority ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ votes ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, so it will declare that class as the output for the new sample. Okay, so that's how k nearest neighbor algorithm going to work. Okay, so this is what is about the today's session. So in the next class we shall study about decision tree algorithm and the random forest algorithm. Okay, so if we have, and please work on plotting the different graphs, okay, on different like using different type of graphs like bar chart, histograms, and try analyzing the things, how the things are varying. Okay, so here we can go for like scatter plot, data data of gender. Okay, so let's just make use of age. Data of salary. What is percentage? Throughout distribute again. Right. So if I go for gender, okay, so throughout distribute again. Okay. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ವೆದರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏಜ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಏಜ್ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರೀಸ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ 80,000. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಏಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರೀಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇದೊಂದು ಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಏಜ್ ಇದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರೀಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ಏಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರೀಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. Okay, so that you can observe. Okay, this is how you can just explore the data set and give conclusions and use the values, features which is important or which is not important. So ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ಮೇನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಯಾವುದು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇತ್ತಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅದು ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ use the different methods for pre-processing, for analyzing, for predicting the results. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any questions you can ask me now. Hope the concepts are clear. Okay, so if you still have any questions you can just ask me. So this is the most simple and easiest algorithm that anybody can learn. Okay.